For those of you who know who Violet Connie Art is here on YouTube, she is another fellow Australian artist. And if you're sort of wondering why she hasn't been posting anything, it's probably been a year since she posted. It's because she is no longer doing YouTube anymore and doing her art pieces on YouTube. So Connie got in contact with me the other day and she wanted to give me some of her art supplies that she no longer wants anymore, which I sort of felt a bit bad. I'm like, oh, yeah, I'll have them, but as long as you don't need them. And I just wanted to show you guys what she has sent me, because this video is basically about the art supplies that Connie has sent me. And also I want to thank her because she didn't want anything for these art supplies, which sort of doesn't sit well with me. To be completely honest, I like to try and give back where I can, especially when someone's been so generous to me. So I've decided that this video is going to be, you know, taking the art supplies that Connie has, you know, donated to me, and I'm going to make her something and send it to her. So, and you guys know that it's going to be hard for me to part with originals, but I'm going to make a special exception for this because Connie has been so lovely to me. And you know, I feel as though that this is the best thing that I can do. The first thing I will show you is she sent me these Pentel Arts Fabric Fun Pastel Dry Sticks. I have never used these before. It looks like you draw on fabric with these. You can personalize clothes and whatnot. That's quite interesting. I'll have to do some research on that. I don't know how much of these I'm gonna use, but maybe one day I'll give it a go. She sent me a mixture of postcards and bits and pieces of the paper. So yeah, very excited. A lot of the postcard size ones like this, I usually do them as I use them as swatches. So that's what I'm going to do with that. So she also gave me an array of these QOR watercolors. I think that's how you say it, I'm not sure. She gave me a Van Dyke Brown, a neutral tint, and some dioxazine purple, and in the other brands she gave me a Daniel Smith one in diachrome cactus flower. This is a Winsor and Newton Naples yellow, and this one is a Winsor and Newton Cotman sap green. Now this is a very exciting one too, is she also sent me this little palette, and she also did up a swatch card for me, so that's really cute. And she had squeezed a whole heap of Daniel Smith and Sennelier and Winsor and Newton colors in here, and there's the card that has them all on it. So I'm very excited to try these because these are very expensive, and yeah, very excited. So that was very cute and I love it. Now for the big finale, these are Connie's paints that she hand makes. So this was what I was the most excited about, is she gave me a grape and a water-soluble graphite, which is just two loose ones that she's made herself. She also gave me basically 3 lots of these. Now, she also gave me 3 lots of the Magic Dust palette. So we have Fairy Dust, Sprite Dust, Pixie Dust, and Brownie Dust. And they look gorgeous. Last but not least, she gave me 3 of her palettes. And these are her handmade palettes that she makes. Well, she used to make. They come with their own little swatch cards. And this is so cute. Open waters. So you've got deep ocean, rolling sea, radiant sun, and aqua shimmer. So there's the colors there. And she's got little magnets in them too, so they stay to the bottom of the tin. I felt very honored, very privileged that Connie decided to give these to me. With Connie's handmade watercolors, I have decided to give 1 set. So 2 of these, 1 of these, and 1 of these. I'm going to give them to Chantel at Darkest Raven Design. Because Chantel has spoilt the shit out of me so much with art supplies. When I got these, the first thing I thought of was Chantel. So I am going to be sending her, you know, one of each. And Chantel may or may not do a video on her second channel. You just have to watch her space for that. That's going to be entirely up to her. But yeah, I wanted to share these with her because I have spoken to Chantel about Connie's watercolors and she hasn't had the opportunity to try them. So I'm able to give her some watercolors. And yeah, so I was definitely very sad when Connie left social media and left YouTube, I should say. But hopefully it may not be forever. It may be just a permanent. It might be permanent. It might not be permanent. But yeah, if you want to go and check out her past videos, because like she's done some really good work, a lot of animal painting, watercolor paintings, and that I will have a link below to go and check out her past videos. Like I said, she may or may not come back to YouTube. It's not a definite, but at this point in time, she's not going to be returning in the foreseeable future. What I'm going to do is I'm going to swatch all of these. I probably won't do it on camera. I don't know. This probably might take me a bit. And then decide on an illustration of what I'm going to send Connie. So I did the swatches of the watercolor only. And this was the loose ones here. That was all of them. And like, I must admit, like, look at some of those colors. Like that yellow, I've never seen a yellow like that before. How it's really creamy. Dioxazine purple, holy jeebers, like that's a bloody nice purple, that. And yeah, so they're not bad colors really. Like I could just make an illustration just with those colors, to be honest with you. Now I then did the swatches for these ones here, the Daniel Smith, the Sennelier, and the Winsor and Newton one. And there's some nice colors as well. Very, very nice. I could definitely make an illustration with them. Love this green because it's like a monster green. Yeah, no, these are once again very nice palette, very nice colors, and I can make a illustration with them as well. Now, these are Connie's watercolors, and to be completely honest with you, it's just a shame that she has stopped making them, because like there's just so much quality in these. And like honestly, look at the gold and silver here, which is called Radiant Sun and the Aqua Shimmer. Holy shit, like that is better and more opaque than the Karatake Starry Night palette that I have. And any other gold that I have, that is like a permanent marker. Like, that is just absolutely gorgeous. Like, this come out like chrome, which blew me away, and just this green and this blue, just so nice, and they just went down so nice, and it's just a shame. And here is the Magic Dust palette. Like, look at those shimmers, and look at this brownie dust here. That is just gorgeous. And this blue, like the whole lot of them. Even the pink is beautiful, and you know how much I don't like pink. And then, like, look at these ones. Like, you've got the graphite, and then you've got the grape. Just absolutely stunning colors. And yeah, I'm just very sad that Connie isn't making these anymore, because I really would have liked to get, like, if she went into palettes, I would have loved to have gotten palettes off of her. And I said that to her. I said if she ever made a palette, like a bigger palette, I was gonna be all over it. So yeah, I honestly rate Connie's watercolors up with the expensive ones. Like, she's just got it going on, and like I said, like I keep saying, it's just a shame that she's just not doing them anymore. Even her shimmer one totally shits all over the Daniel Smith one. I'm just having a moment right now. I'm very sad. I haven't made up my mind of what I'm going to do illustration wise, but I'm gonna have to go away and have a good think about it, and I'm going to use bits and pieces of all of this, yeah, in the illustration, and whatever I make, I am going to send to Connie. So I'm gonna go away now, work out something, and then I shall be back. So this is the closest I will ever get to a commission, because like I have said before, you guys know I don't like to part with originals. So I came up with this design for Connie. As you can see, I did it in my sketchbook first, because I really wanted to make this really, you know, really as good as I could, and do it just, you know, spot on for Connie. Like, she had no idea, she has no idea what I had sent her, but by the time this video goes out, she would have already have gotten the watercolor piece. And yeah, because as you know, I do a lot of these, like I'm always a couple of weeks in advance on my videos. So yeah, when it didn't take me long. I sat down that night after I did the unpackaging of what Connie had sent me, and I came up with a design pretty much straight away. And I really wanted to give her one of my sort of signature monsters. And the funny story to this particular, you know, story for this illustration is that I don't know if you guys remember, some of you guys who are new wouldn't but probably watch this, but I did a collab with an Aussie Discord server that I am a part of, and Connie made this collab up of doing like a Frankenstein type of creature, and we called it Frankie. And everyone, it got shipped around physically to everybody, and everyone put their input in on Frankie. And when it got to me, the head and the body had already been done. And I will link this up in the top of the, whatever you call it, up in the top right, so you can check it out if you like. And what I did was I decided to give Frankie a monster arm, a complete terrifying monster creepy arm. And when I decided to do this illustration, I thought, wouldn't it be cool if, you know, Connie's already got Frankie back like ages ago, and it's like this medley of different body parts that people had drawn. Wouldn't it be funny if I now send the actual monster's head that the arm came off of? And so this was kind of like a little joke that me and Connie sort of, you know, were saying back and forth in the messages, that like she's now got the arm, she might as well have the head, and God knows what else could potentially be sent from this monster. So yeah, just a little inside joke there with this particular monster, but I thought that would be a really like cool touch for like the story anyway. And when I like, Connie doesn't know at the time when I was making this, she had no idea exactly what I was going to make her, but I did send her a very, very, very small snippet of a little bit of a section of it that I wanted her to see, because I get a little bit excited and I'm like, oh my god, do you want to see it? Do you want to see it? Do you want to see it? And yeah, she refused at first, but then she ended up saying, oh, I'll have a little snippet, and I, you know, was very happy because I was very excited, so I wanted to send her a bit of a snippet of what this thing looked like. So yeah, that's what happened with that. And yeah, I really had some fun with this. Like there's definitely no way I could ever do commissions, because the absolute pressure that I sort of felt to get this looking like I wanted it to come out perfect, because, you know, it was being seen in the reel. And yeah, it was like, it was nerve-wracking. And I honestly, despite the fact that I don't want to part with my originals, I find it extremely, extremely hard. The fact that, yeah, it's sort of nerve-wracking, and making sure that everything looks good. And I went over it like a million times just to make sure that I hadn't missed anything. I hadn't missed a line. I hadn't missed an area that I was putting highlights on. Oh, it was just so stressful, in a good way. So Connie, if you're watching this, it definitely wasn't like a stressful thing to I don't know how to word this now. Like, it wasn't taxing on me. It was just nerve-wracking trying to, you know, get this looking good, just to make it sure that it didn't have any like yeah, I didn't leave anything out, and I wasn't putting any imperfections on it, and I was happy with it, and I was happy to send it out. So yeah, no, I was very, very happy with the outcome for this. And it's going through, like right now on the screen, it's going through some ugly stages, and I was extremely like worried that I was not going to be happy with it, and I was prepared to rehash it and do it again, but I didn't have to. Yeah, it did really come out good. And I do enjoy it, and hopefully Connie enjoys it too, and it doesn't give her too many nightmares, because this thing is, it's a little creepy, like it's a little gross. So yeah, I did kind of probably the biggest struggle with this piece was trying to write over that gold paint. It's sort of reactivated a bit with the pen, so I sort of had to bring in a brush pen and a black Posca pen to do the lines on that, because a normal fine liner was not cutting it. So yeah, I've learnt from that sort of what to do on that shiny stuff, so that's fine. And I know how much Connie loves purple, so I made sure that I did stick a part of this Frankenstein monster. One part of it was purple. That was definitely something that I wanted to put on this thing, because like I said, like I know how much Connie likes purple. And yeah, this monster is completely created from bits and pieces of every paint supply. excluding the fabric pastels. Yeah, all the paints. This was a concoction of everything from the Daniel Smith, the Sennelier, the Connies Watercolours, yeah, Winsor and Newton ones, all mashed up, and I made sure I used them in this piece that I was going to send her. Now, as for a print, I don't know if I will put this up on my Redbubble store when I pull my finger out and actually put the rest of the stuff up. I've been extremely slack in that respect. I will get there. I'm just juggling quite a few things at the moment. I'm trying to get some structure in because I'm not a very good what do you call it, manager of myself and my time. So I've got to really sit down and do that. Because this is a piece that I have sent to somebody, I don't know if I'm going to put it up as a print because I sort of don't like to do that. It may or may not happen. Probably may not happen more than anything. So if you were wanting a print on this, sorry. And I'm finishing this piece off with blood, as always, putting the blood in the brain part where all the sort of plugs and leads are coming out of, and the blood's coming out of the nose and the rip in his mouth, blood's coming out of there. You got the part where he's been beheaded, that's blood coming out of there. And then I put the swirly sort of blotchy marbled background in because I really like to, this is my favorite part about doing illustrations, is that I do like to do this wet on wet technique surrounding the parts that I have done. The illustration that I have done, because I don't know, it looks good. And you probably seeing that I actually have fake fingernails on, not that anyone probably cares, but yeah, I decided to put them on because when I filmed this, it was the Easter weekend, the long weekend, the 4 days, so I've been having issues growing my fingernails, so I decided to put some fakies on and give my fingernails half a chance. But the problem is, as soon as I took them off, I just chewed them again, so I really don't know what to do about that. But anyway, that's got nothing to do with art. Oh wow, I'm all over the place today. Anyway, finishing up with the white gel pen. Love putting white gel pen on everything, giving it that sort of, I really wanted to give this one like a really wet sort of slimy look, so a glinty sort of wet look. So that's what I went for with the white gel pen. So I've sort of layered the white gel pen on more than I would with other illustrations, trying to give that sort of slime look. And then I added this like saliva sort of in that part of the mouth where it's sort of gaped open, it's like cut open. I ended up doing some white gel pen across there with some, like I said, saliva, like sort of cobwebby type stuff. And yeah, I am very happy with how this piece came out. And I was very, very happy with it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and hopefully Connie's going to enjoy it, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.